Is America winning or losing? Is it flying still? They watched. Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it? They wake up in the morning. Is it there? Does that star-spangled banner yet wave over the land of the free and the home of the brave? The last stanza. Oh, thus be it ever, when free men shall stand between their loved home and the war's desolation, blessed with victory and peace, may the heaven-rescued land praise the power that hath made and preserved us a nation. Then conquer we must, when our cause is just. And this be our motto: in God do we trust. And the star-spangled banner in triumph shall wave over the land of the free and the home of the brave. They told me I shouldn't talk about politics. And so I won't. Instead, I'll talk about religion.
Even better.
Ben Franklin was set up. So, Mr. Franklin, whose religion exactly? You and your boys keep talking about, as I read it, I see it in the Huffington Post. You keep talking about the American religion. What is the American religion? Pick one. Franklin sees that nobody really understands. So he says, the American religion is really easy, guys. 4 things you have to remember. There is a God. We're going to meet him when we die, and he's going to judge us. Sometimes he's a little testy, and he's going to judge us. So we better serve him. And the best way to serve him is to serve others. That's it. That's the American religion. Nobody even thinks in the American religion, nobody even thinks of that. When we say to each other, when we say to other people, when other countries, when they decide to remember, when anyone ever says, Americans are the most giving, the most compassionate, Americans are always on the front line, they're always helping, we're always calling the Red Cross, we're always giving more money than many nations combined. They never ask or answer why. Because of the American religion. It was bred into us. There is a God. He's going to judge us. We should serve him. And the best way to do that is to help each other. America is good, which makes America great. It's the simple things.
So close.
It's the simple things that we do as ordinary people. Ordinary men. Just like the ordinary men and women in the Revolution. And the ordinary men and women in 1812. And 1860. And 1918. And 1930. And 1945. In 1968. In 1979 and 85, the ordinary men and women. I was walking down that row and there's these great cars. All these great cars. And there is a 1968 Camaro. Did anybody see that?
Yeah.
Was that the sweetest car ever?
So awesome.
1968 Camaro. 1968. what was happening in that year. Vietnam, the riots, Chicago, all of it. Our country was coming apart at the seams, yet at the same time we were building the sweetest muscle car the world had ever seen. There are things you can concentrate on the bad things, or you can see the Camaro and go, man, we were good that year. I was talking to a rabbi recently. He gave a great line. He said, are you hungry? I said, always. He said, let's go have some wheat. I said, are you Mormon? Because I got some of that in my basement. He said, let's go have some wheat. I said, I don't know of a restaurant around here that serves wheat. He said, exactly. God gives us wheat. He requires us to finish the job. He requires us to take the wheat and make bread. God didn't make bread. Man made bread. God made wheat. We made it into something, I hate to say better, but, well, the donut was actually better than the bread, but God requires us to do the work. This summer, I'm going to Israel in August. It's the craziest, most insane thing that I've ever done. It is something that I don't want to do. It is something that I honestly thought would be... It was something that I honestly thought would be... was kind of like my little mini Abrahamic moment. I really thought, okay, I get it. I get it. It's like, all right, but will you do this? And I had that feeling when I read Esther. And Mordecai is talking to Esther. And he says, look, they're going to kill all the Jews. And you're Jewish. You got to go talk to the king. And she's like, I can't go see him. If I walk in there, he'll kill me. And Mordecai says something great. He says, okay, well, you don't have to. Don't worry about it, because God will find somebody else. God will get it done. But you and your family will pay the price. But God will get this done. The message is, we all have a choice. And we all have to find what it is we're supposed to do. Not because God can't get it done. He's involved. But because it's what we're supposed to do. So this summer I'm going to Israel, not to preach to them about courage. I had an Israeli in my office Thursday. She's 25 years old. She said she feels like her phone bill, her driver's license, her credit cards, everything says they're going to come and kill us. They have a reason to feel that way. It's happened over and over and over again. In the darkest of times, in the times when there was a great promise of hope, 1492, 2 days before Isabella says, take the Nina, the Pinta, and that one over there, and go. Go discover your new world. Go do it. What potential. What an incredible moment for the whole world. At that moment, while we were ready to rocket, while we were ready to change the whole world, powerful darkness, 2 days before she launched those ships, they said, round up all the Jews. It happens time and time and time again. And not just with the Jewish people, but hate is the natural standard if we do nothing. It's what we devolve into. if we don't, like George Washington, say, stand up straight, do the right thing, do what's right, not for you. Esther, yeah, okay, you might get killed. And, okay, you might lose your job. Okay, somebody might say this. Okay, and stand up. Because we are good. This Jewish friend of mine that I was talking to, I said, why is it that it is so hard to connect all of our faiths together? He said, well, I'll tell you one reason. Everybody's too concerned about baptizing or converting or get you into this religion or that religion. He said, can't we just love each other? Can't we just be good to each other? Can't we want to do the right thing because it is the right thing? Compassion grows. Your heart swells. I talked earlier this year about the Fogel family in Israel that were killed horribly. Whole family horribly killed by teenagers because they disagreed with them. And so they took matters into their own hands. Horribly. Yet, the surviving members that weren't in the home at the time, they killed 6 family members, 2 teenagers. The surviving daughter talked about how she will be an example. She will not feed into the hate. The grandfather said, we love them. At a time when they could have taken a shot and been justified, they didn't. But we've seen that before. We've seen that here. We saw it with the Amish. When a madman went into their schoolhouse and shot their children, the Amish went to comfort his family. That's who we are. That's who we should be. That's what we should strive to be. Here in this part of the country in 1993, Martin Luther King Day was being celebrated. It was a day in February. It was in Billings, Montana. And on that day, some hate groups got together and they put KKK signs on schools. One 6-year-old boy, Jewish family, had put a menorah in their window. And so they threw a brick through that window. The town was divided, and the town was frightened because there were bad people in the town. They were trying to use fear and hate. The town had the idea. First, they volunteered to paint all the schools and the houses, repair the windows, stand together. Then the newspaper decided, we're going to run a picture of menorah. And you put that in your window. Show solidarity. A few hundred people did it. But the hate continued. More hate, more hate, more vandalism, more spray painting, more swastikas, more KKK. And as they continued to happen, this is in February, by September, in Billings, Montana, 10,000 windows had a menorah. And it stopped the hate. It's Naomi. It's Naomi and Ruth looking and saying, your people are my people. Your God is my God. Where you go, I will go. Where you die, I will die.